UFC debut time, November 23rd, UFC Macau in China. Ozzy Diaz, how we doing, man?
Doing great, man. Doing great. I'm super fucking excited. I don't know if I can curse, my bad, but
Fuck yeah,
um,
dude.
yeah, man, I'm fucking excited. I've been working my ass off, and I'm fucking ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. Look at that nice little shiner.
I
But
was
we
gonna
good.
say,
Yeah.
you got the fresh shiner in there, man. But
Yeah.
like UFC debut, I'll ask you about that in a second. Before that, China. How you feel about traveling across the whole world to go fight?
Bro, it's gonna be an interesting trip. I'm not gonna lie to you, but man, bro, like to be able to travel and get paid to do it on a bigger stage, like how can I'd be upset about that, you know? Fucking excited. Like that's super badass. I get to see the world. Um, Not once in my life have I said, "Hey, I want to go to China," you know what I mean, and
Right.
visit. And I'm going to China, man. Like that's pretty badass if you ask me, you know?
And your birthday is the day before your fight, right?
Yep, weigh-ins. So at least I get to eat, man. That's super badass.
Yeah, you get to weigh in, then go get a nice little
Yeah,
Chinese birthday dinner. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Does that I talked to Rafael dos Anjos last week about his
Right.
fight or 2 weeks ago, and he fought on his birthday. He said he loved that. Does that have
Mhm.
any relevance to you in the fight?
You know what? I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, probably get to check out for a moment. You know what I mean? And really, like, what I call stop and smell the roses for a bit. You know, I understand I'm not a young guy anymore, but it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Debuted day after my birthday. I'm gonna have I have my brother going, my best friends are going, and of course my team. You know what I mean? I'm so excited, bro. It's gonna be cool.
And as I said, I've been watching you for a while, and I know journalists who have been covering you for a while. So
Mhm.
I've known the name Ozzy Diaz, and I've kind of been waiting. So now that it's here, how does that feel for you? Like, was this a long time coming, or it's all right, I'm here now? Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's like a mixture of both. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a long time, like coming. Like you said, it's been like my journey has taken longer than let's call it the average fighter. Um, I do understand I'm older, but I feel like I had to go through those that time to mature not only as a fighter but like as a man myself. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I'm here now. Like I said, it's a mixture of both. I'm excited. I'm here now, but I'm also like well prepared, you know what I mean? Like the hardships in my life, all that like has led me to this moment and I feel good. I'm in the right it's the right time, you know?
And this might be a stupid question because it could just be, I want to be the champion, but
Mm.
what are your goals with the UFC? Is it just championship contention? Do you have more along the way?
To tell you the truth, I mean like to fight one day for the belt, it'll be amazing. You know what I mean? I want to test myself. I'm coming like where I grew up and where I'm from. I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I mean? Like people like me don't make. I didn't start with like a traditional martial arts. I didn't start as a young kid. I started like around 20 years old, you know? Um, to be here is just a blessing, and I'm gonna go as far as my body can go. You know what I mean? If that leads me to one day fight for the belt and be a champion, then so be it. But I do want to be considered one of the best at one point, and it's really just test myself against the world's best. And I'm excited right now. I'm just focusing on this fight, and I know I got my work cut out for me, but I'm ready to go.
And in terms of the contract, I don't need to know the money, but
Uh,
four fight deal.
yes, four fights. I have a four fight deal. Yeah, not sure if I can say that, but I mean,
Yeah,
I said it now.
I know. I'm from talking to other fighters. You can say that much. I won't ask you for the
Uh,
money, but no, I just wanted to
right,
know how
yeah,
long fans can expect you to stick around for.
right.
So, like, with that, is that like, I don't know you personally. So, do you look at that as, I got 4 fights to figure it out, or is it like immediate pressure? You don't want to have, like, you want to get like that next contract soon, so to speak.
I understand the whole contract situations. I've also been around people who have signed for longer and then be released earlier. It's a one fight contract in my eyes. I got every fight. I'm gonna try to prove a point. You know what I mean? And if it means get the second contract quick, that means that. But like in my eyes, I have one shot and one shot only. You know what I mean? Tomorrow's not promised. November 24th does not exist in my head. So I'm not thinking past that. November 23rd, like that's it. You know what I mean? There is no, not like, oh, fuck, I have four fights. No, I'm aware that it's a four fight contract, but it's never promised. So it's a one fight contract in my eyes.
And tell me about Ming Yang Zhang. What are your thoughts on him as an opponent?
I mean, tough dude. I'm big, you know what I mean? powerful striker, but I faced powerful strikers myself, well-skilled fighters. He is young, up and coming, but I do believe that even though he has like twice the amount of fights that I have, I don't think he has fought the caliber of opponents that I have. You know what I mean? I feel even though he has more fights, I feel I'm more experienced when it comes to high level competition. So I'm well prepared. I'm training with a lot of high level guys, and it's not easy, man. But everyone can be surprised. I got some tricks up my sleeve.
Well, it's also just like, LFA, Cage Fury. There's a couple other regional promotions out there. Those guys come into UFC and it's not that new. Those are very
Right.
high level regional promotions. So, like, what are you expecting in terms of this competition bump in the UFC?
I'm expecting like a very tough challenge ahead of me, but I do consider myself a very good martial artist. Um I think they will be more surprised. Like one of my friends was talking to me yesterday, is like everyone has experience, but they don't have that Ozzy D experience. And only you can only get that Ozzy D experience is when you're in there with me, and you'll see it's not an easy task for them as well, you know. So we're all human. I'm just excited to go show and my skills out there, against the world's best, like I keep saying. Yeah.
And with you and Jang, like, what kind of fight are you anticipating when in terms of your guys' styles coming together?
Well, I mean, he's 100% finisher. I'm 100% finisher. I know what the UFC did here, They're expecting it, it's gonna be a banger, and I'm always open for it. I'm always open for a banger. Um, my team has actually tried to pull me back a little bit, like, hey, not everything has to be a war, but I can't shut that out, you know what I mean? If I am at all times looking for that finish at all times, and if I see it, I'm gonna pull the trigger, you know what I mean? It's a kill or be killed mentality for me. I am gonna like, take my time here, but at all times I'm looking for it.
And I mentioned to you, I do train a little bit, but I don't compete, especially not on a stage like UFC LFA. So
Mhm.
when you see guys like Max Holloway get knocked out for the first time ever, Robert Whitaker get his, jaw
Right.
crushed in, and then you're talking about going in there just wanting to bang, like, how do you put that aside? How do you not think about the potential bad implications of a fight and just say fuck it and go to work?
Yeah. So I mean, it's always like, you always think about it, but I don't think like I think of it like in like it stops me from doing what I gotta do. Like there's no fear. Like I understand going into a fight, like let's be real, like it's you or me, you know what I mean? I am well aware that I can get put out. I am well aware that I can have my jaw broken in, but it's like for some reason you don't really look at it that way, you know what I mean? Like I trust myself and I'm going out there to do what I gotta do. And if I have to get my jaw broken during all that, then so be it. You know what I mean? But it's not something that is like, oh, because I might get knocked out, I'm not gonna go out there and get in the war. It doesn't cross my mind like that. It's sad to see like Max, because I'm a big fan of Max, by the way.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, who isn't?
Everyone is, yeah.
Oh, 100%. So yeah, it was definitely heartbreaking, but yeah, I mean, it happens.
Part of the game, brother. Part of the
Yeah,
game, man. And
yeah, definitely.
tell me about COBRA Team because I see you guys training, posting. I know you guys got history. What's it like over
Yeah.
there?
You know what? So we all kind of came together, and like it almost like all came like we all were experiencing certain things in our lives that kind of like meshed us together. And what I love about our Cobra team is like there's five of us, and like we all appreciate each other's careers. You know what I mean? Like just as much as I appreciate my career, I appreciate Shane's, Bruno's, Jonathan Powell's, and JP's careers. Like if it were my own, and it feels good that like when you're training, like those guys are willing to sacrifice their day and then like focus just on you. You know what I mean? And like whoever's fighting or coming out, like it's about them. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool because we all watch each other's opponents, and we give our little inputs, and then we game plan around it. So it's very special, and it's nice, man. It's like true love, like you know what I mean. It's like real brotherhood. We all um how do I explain it? We all spend time together. We know like our goods and our bads. We know like our bad positions, our good positions. When are we okay? Um, they're flowing now. Like I let them do their thing, and so it feels good. It's like you're free to do. There's not like you're not set to do one specific thing during training. You know what I mean? Like we're free to do whatever we want, but we all come and just be aware of our weaknesses, and that's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
And who comes with you to be in the corner? All the way to China.
Uh, so I'm taking all of them. All of them are coming, but since
Wow.
I only get three, um, one of my closest friends, Bruno, of course, Bruno Souza, JP, which you will see in the UFC soon. He's amazing. He's such an amazing martial artist. And then Shane Collins, who is really young. He's 2-0 as a pro, but his IQ is on a different level, and I think that's what sets him different already in such like early in his career. You know what I mean? He all these guys deserve to be in the UFC, so it's pretty badass. Those guys are in my corner for sure.
Now, do you guys like always? I mean, that's impressive to get five guys together to go to China. Like, do you guys always
Yeah.
travel with each other like that?
We try. For the most part, we've all made it out to each other's fights. We've only been together like let's call ourselves the COBRA Team for like about a year. Um, yeah, we've all made it actually. Every fight, everyone has been there, so it's pretty special, man. It's pretty special. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome, dude. And I know you said you don't want to look past Zhang here, so as much as you can for a minute, I'm going to ask you some future questions. And I like to
yeah,
do
sounds
this,
good.
especially with a guy who hasn't had a UFC fight. There's so
All
much
right,
potential. So, with
right.
a 1-0 start, like what's next in terms of when would your next fight like to be? I assume early 2025.
Yeah, I mean, it's all up to God. Like if I come out healthy, no injuries, I'm looking for that LA card. You know what I mean? I think it's in
Oh,
January.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's nothing like fighting at home, but yeah, I mean, early 2025. Let's call it the first quarter of the year will be nice. You know what I mean? If I get on the card, amazing. But I'm also not in a rush. But if they call to offer that on that card, well, I'm not gonna say no. You know what I mean? Like fight in Anaheim, like I really hope they could fight in the
That'd be cool.
crypto.com. That'd be badass. I mean, I grew up 2 blocks away from there, so it's like my backyard literally. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
That's what I'm for. I promote and I help make those things happen as much
Yeah,
as I
right.
can.
Yeah, please
Um,
do, man.
in terms of you're not a 23-year-old 2-0 fighter coming to the UFC. You're an established
Yeah.
veteran. So
hmm
not that when I ask this, you need to be calling people out, but are there
hmm
names that interest you in terms of a future fight or like even just out of respect, someone you'd like to fight someday?
Uh, no, though I'm not looking at a specific name right now. It's more so like I'm looking at what's gonna get me like forward. So I'm looking at the numbers, the rankings, you know what I mean? And like I don't want to fight back. Like I said, I'm not young. Also, I understand it's not something that like I want to take my time with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not in a rush, but I don't want to take my time. I want to move forward at all times. So like whatever gets me faster moving forward, that's the fight I would like. No specific name, honestly. No specific name. Like whichever one moves me closer to, let's call it the number one spot. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm ready to get paid. You know what I mean? So I'm going for 50 at all times.
And that's a good segue into my last question because
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of people watching this card who have never seen you fight before. Maybe have never
Right.
heard your name. That's just, UFC fans, they're very UFC oriented a lot of the time,
Right.
right?
Right. Yeah.
Um, so tell the people, tell the fans why they can't miss your debut, but also your career. What does Ozzy Diaz bring to that octagon?
I bring excitement, man. So like just know that it's gonna be a banger. You never know. It could be the first round, second. There's a reason why I have not seen a third round. Um, there's one of like my coach Bruno says, there's a reason people can't hang in there with me that long. Yeah, so you never know. I'm gonna consider myself the wild card of this division, where like you never know what's gonna happen, but you're gonna want to watch. You know what I mean? Because I might put out your favorite fighter.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah,
so you actually fought Joey Pyfer, who I'm pretty good friends with. I'm
yeah,
good friends with those
yeah,
Philly guys.
yeah.
You ever talk to Joe after that fight? Just curious.
No, not really. We talked in the back. You know what I mean? I told him like thank you, for the
Yeah.
fight. He's an amazing competitor, great athlete. I wish him the best, no bad blood. Yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. You know what I mean? I thanked him. I told him I love him because there's like a love. after
For
you go
sure.
in there that it's a little different, that it's hard to explain, you know. At the moment it was very heartbreaking, but you know, I felt like I kind of needed that, you know what I mean? Like, felt like I kind of needed that.
It
And
worked. You're here.
yeah, yeah, right. I had to go through some adversity. I had to make changes outside of fighting. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
and if I would have beat Joe Pyfer that night, I feel like I would have never made the changes and I wouldn't have become the fighter that I am now and like mature up here. So at the time you don't realize it, but you know, I'm blessed. I'm blessed for that. And like I've had this is my second chance. You don't get second opportunities in life many times. So I'm gonna make the most of it. So yeah, he's a cool guy. Like, I wish him nothing but the best, you know. I'm always rooting for him. Put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Philly guys at Marquez MMA gym. Good
Yeah, they're
group of dudes
monsters.
over there.
Yeah, definitely monsters, yeah.
But hey, man, like I said, everything happens for a reason. It worked out for both of you. You're here now,
Mhm.
so
Yep.
can't wait to see what happens. Ozzy, before I get you out
Yeah.
of here, man, anything you'd like to say to all your fans and people anticipating this debut?
You know, it's been a long time coming. I want to just say to my family, my who supports me since the beginning of my career, my friends, my you know, if I have fans out there, get ready because I'm gonna go full throttle. And this next journey, this next chapter in my life, it's a very selfish chapter in my life. And yeah, man, stay tuned because it's gonna be fucking exciting. You know, I'm excited. Yeah.
Love it, man. November
Yeah.
23rd, you get your opportunity to show off a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss it. Ozzy Diaz making his UFC debut.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you for
Peace and
having me,
bless.
brother. I appreciate you.